Hello and welcome back to Better Than Adventure. Last time we were here, we started working on this. And work continues today. We'll actually make a, So down here is like a little lake that I found, leading into a cave. So this... Ow. Spider. So we will link this up to just up here. We'll have like a little path, you know, that goes down. Pro tip on if you wanna, like, use up a lot of land quickly. Like, some servers don't have, like, the one I played on for a while, doesn't have, like, you don't have land claims, right? It's mostly, like, don't build too close to other players, and if some stupid stuff happens, it's at the discretion of the moderator, right? So, if you wanna, like, take a bunch of land for yourself, just build parks. Who's gonna stop you? Just build a lot of parks, and, like, with this little life hack, other players, well, they won't be able to do much. So how do we even do this? What I need to do is I need to combine sand and dirt, because, if you can't tell, I don't want to use up all my sand here, because I want it for other stuff. And dirt is basically infinite, let's be real. So, yeah. Yeah, but basically, I mentioned at the end of the last video, and this is how these weirdo discussions go, where we go from video to video. However, yeah. So I mentioned how I noticed that, so, like, there's this guy called EPOSVox, and he made a video where he went over, like, the encoders for AMD. And he mentioned how, for some reason, AV1 encoding performance got worse. Sorry, not performance, AV1 encoding quality. And then a guy, I don't know, who I know got a better performance somehow? Like, better looking performance. And it turns out, which I learned now, yeah, VMAF isn't very accurate. It's better than nothing, but it turns out that the issue is just that VMAF is kind of inaccurate, so it's kind of biased towards some stuff, where it'll basically try to approximate, because, you know, it's not an actual human. It doesn't, it's just a algorithm that tries to detect what looks good in a video and what doesn't. So, it seems that the B-frames, whatever they're doing, even if they're creating footage which visually looks better, it doesn't mean that the footage has a higher VMAF score, because those two aren't related. VMAF is only loosely related, which is an interesting and important thing to keep in mind. It's one of those things where it's not enough to just know about something, you know? You have to know all the little intricacies and details, because otherwise you can sometimes look like a bit of a jackass, and wrong. Because sometimes you'll think you're correct, and you'll say something, and then, oops, that's not how it works at all, because it just doesn't. You know, why isn't it possible? It's just not, sometimes. And sometimes it is that simple. But yeah. Anyways, so the other day, I did actually, speaking of the fucking meme from American Psycho, it's kind of funny how the person who made American Psycho, she mentioned that, like, you know, she was like, I can't believe that people are siding with, like, the satirical depiction of what she sees as everything wrong in, you know, American society, which she's not exactly wrong there. And then you saw people, I just saw people in the comments being like, Oh, she just hates being abased. Which I feel like some of those people didn't watch the movie. Like, seriously. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. So many people today base their opinions on things they have no experience with, right? Like, granted, it's one of those things where I don't think you need to have, like, played a game or watched a movie to have an opinion on it if you can glean it some other way. Like with the Minecraft movie, it's awful. I don't care that I never watched the Minecraft movie, and I will never watch the Minecraft movie. It's awful. That's, like, kind of, you know, agreed upon. At least in the competent people circle. I don't know what, like, the children think, because, let's be real here, children don't really understand what's good or not. Or, more like, children aren't as critical of things that are bad, right? A kid will still be able to understand when, like, something that they're watching is kind of shitty. But they won't make the same kind of, you know, sapient, guess that, like, oh wow, what I'm watching is low quality. They'll just think, wow, it's the Minecraft. Well, this isn't Minecraft, but it's the Minecraft movie. I guess it's you know, it's very... Children are simultaneously really stupid, but also smarter than what people give them credit for, you know? Like, there are some things kids just kind of figure out when they are left to their own devices, like port forwarding your Minecraft server back when, like, in 2011. Kids these days don't know what that is, even. But, yeah, like, that was what kids kind of had to figure out. Like, nowadays, it's more just whatever the fuck. But generally, like, kids, even though, like, everybody kind of likes an intellectual challenge, if we can call it that, right? Even if sometimes you may not recognize that that's what you're after. You know, nobody just... Well, most people, right? Most people don't just like to sit there and, like, giggle as their, like, you know, neurons fire and give them happy signals. That's not really... That's not really, what most people are after. Granted, some people do legitimately just want to be hooked up to a machine, which, like, shows them pretty shapes and colors, but that's not the majority of people. And, it's a little bit concerning, honestly, but who am I to judge? Me, but, you know. But, seriously, it's one of those things where, like... Let's say I'm not a fan. I don't know, it's kind of like how, you know when, like, older people, like, when you're a kid, and somebody talks to you in that voice, right? Like that, oh, what did you do today? I still remember that from when I was a child. That fucking creeped me out. Right? Especially when it was like... Especially when they do it, like, not when you're, like, 4 or 5 or whatever, or 2, but when they keep doing it when you're, like, fucking old enough to remember. You know what I mean? Like, It's just like... I don't know how to even describe it. It just creeps me out. I think I may just make this side, completely, out of dirt. It stops being sand over there. So I will, keep a similar-ish shape. And just cover it with dirt. And by similar-ish shape, I mean you don't actually have to conform to the shape that much. because the slight imperfections are what makes it look natural. It being perfect is what would give it away as unnatural. I mean, that's how the part around the base can look simultaneously like natural and a little bit unnatural. It's kind of what I like. A kind of synthesis between the two. Whenever something looks just like too natural, it's like it feels like you haven't really done that much. But when it feels like the right amount of both natural and man-made, that's where I believe a Minecraft build is at its best. Because when it's just like a hugely flattened... Because, you know, on one side it's just like building everything as it fits on the terrain, and that's kind of lazy. But it also feels like, you know, just flattening everything is also lazy. Because you're not incorporating anything, like, from the original design. You're just fucking going over it with concrete. And, you know, well, that may work in suburban America. Doesn't work in Minecraft. Speaking of, there was a guy, I think he doesn't play actively anymore, though, neither do I, on that server, where, it's called, like, Pewcraft? I don't know how you spell it exactly, but it meant tree in Finnish, because the original owner was Finnish. But yeah, so the idea was, he would just build these, like, American Strode-sized roads that would just go on forever, and then there would be, like, giant boxes that are like houses, and it was kind of funny. So he started off at map 9, and nearly, like, built out to an outpost that, like, to a desert outpost little village thingy that me and one of my old friends made. Then, in map 10, he built, like, another huge one, and then on map 11, I don't know if he even played much. I played barely none of that, and everybody's waiting for map 12, which is always just around the corner, like Skyrim. Which, yeah. Yeah. The issue is, you know, sometimes servers kind of gain and lose players and interest, and right now, I feel like interest is a bit of an... Honestly, from all of the things that have caused a drop in players, I think a genuinely huge cause for the drop is better than adventure, because... Like, Better Than Adventure is such a nice... But the issue is, you know, barely anyone really plays about it, but a lot of the active players like me moved over to it because, I mean, it's a single-player world, sure, but look at how nice this is. And it's not even a, like, cheap or, like, cheaty situation where everything I've done here I could do on a server, right? So what I'll do is I'll do this. And then... kind of like that, yeah. The issue here is that how wide do I make this? I want to make the entire thing 6 wide. So... like, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess this would be... okay. So the exterior trim would come down all the way here. Right, yeah, and one more. And then... come on, nope, did it wrong. And then over here, and then... Well, ain't that annoying. Now it's gonna be a little bit off. Whatever. Now we can do it like this, I think. Yeah, and then... Like this? Maybe. Well, maybe... we can open this side up a little bit more. Do this. No, wait. It should be a half slab. Yeah. And then we just do something like this. Would this work? I think it would. Yeah, sorta. Maybe if... oh yeah, maybe if we then, on this side, put up, like, a little stairwell that goes up here. And then we can continue the house. Which will itself be on, like, stairs or whatever. Because I want the floor to be... yeah, up here somewhere. Yeah, so for the floor, what I'll do is I'll just put, like, 4 of these, and then over here... No. What I'll do is I'll go over here, place down these guys, and these guys. And that's where it goes from that one to that one. No. So this will go... from... oops. Like this one? Yeah. So from this one to this one. And then... I'll put some torches up here just so mobs don't spawn. Yeah, okay. So we'll wanna, like, dig this up a little bit so it matches the other side. Which means that we'll need more granite. A lot more granite. But hey, we're getting there. Okay. Huh. Whatever. So yeah, now we have to change, like, this for slabs, and then finish up the underside of slabs, and then... fuck. Yeah. Okay. So, oh, we actually have normal granite. I forgot completely. Yeah. Gimme... yeah. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Apparently, Puzzvox said he's working with AMD to sort out the weirdness he saw while testing out AV1 due to the B-frames. So maybe we'll get some updates on that, I hope so, because I'm really curious to see what's up. But I don't know. It just feels like something has gone drunk in the pipeline. But I don't know. It's just one of those things where I am not really qualified to speak on. I know how to get, like, stupid encoding out of, like, stupid old parts, but that's because, one thing, this is another thing entirely that I have no business speaking on. The only reason why I can speak on the other thing is because that's the weird nerd thing that I started doing for fun. Here we'll do this to pretend we have actual foundations, like this isn't Minecraft. You know what? We'll use... I don't plan using spruce, so we may as well use it here. So we'll make, like, some stairs. Now, do I want an actual... Tell you what. Let's make this one wider. And, raise up, like, a little wall here. Like this. Yeah. Sort of like that. And then up here... Oops. Because we have a lot of bricks. That's fine. And then up here we can have, like, a little path next to this, which can be... No, actually, no. I'll use stone. Specifically, I want to use the, like, stone stuff that we have. We have a shitload of stone back at base. So I want to use stone bricks. We'll just leave this in here. See how much stone is inside of the base, and if there's not enough, we'll go into the other thing. Oh yeah, also, AMD's AV1 encoder can finally do 1080p. For those who don't know what happened, there was a bug, a hardware bug, and AMD's encoder could do 4K, it could do 1440p, it could do 720p. It couldn't do 1080p. It's just... driver woes. I guess hardware woes. My favorite. Polished stone bricks. We could try them out. But yeah, it's just one of those things which just sometimes kind of happen. But yeah. One of the things that I'll never understand is wanting, like, just, like, kind of wanting the underdog to do worse, right? In the case of corporations. The thing is, right, when you're watching computer parts, it's a bit of a game, right? If Nvidia does worse and AMD does better, like in this generation, the prices are gonna kind of skew. Interestingly enough, though, like the 5070 is priced similarly to the 4070, but, like, the, AMD card is cheaper than the AMD competitor last time, I think. So, actually, I'm not sure, but what I am sure of is that, AMD needs to be in a position where it will try to make Nvidia, you know, sell cards for cheaper. And then, because AMD wants to be competitive, it will also sell cards for cheaper. And do you know who benefits from that? Me. Now, do I buy exclusively AMD? No. It's just that I don't buy cards often. And every single time I did, AMD was just kind of the better option. And soon-ish, I'll try to get a new card eventually. And it seems that as things stand at this point in time, the red guy is winning me over. I'm sorry, Nvidia. It's just the way it is. Yeah. I mean, realistically, the issue with Nvidia cards for me is that a lot of the time, it's mostly a what do you want sort of thing, right? With card makers in general, right? For a while, Nvidia was leading in some stuff and AMD was leading in some other stuff. Then, like, AMD started to eat rocks for a little bit, and then Nvidia started to get greedy. And now, we're in a situation where AMD's offerings are looking mighty tasty, while Nvidia is suffering horrible driver issues, and a lot of the things are just kind of overpriced. Plus, for a lot of the stuff that I like to do, RT isn't that important, though I can't predict the future. But what I can predict is that, overall, I don't fucking know, man. right now, like, video encoder-wise, AMD has me covered, which was sort of the main reason why I was eyeing NVIDIA for a while. Or fucking Intel. But, like, with the new performance that you can see with AMD's new encoders, oops, it's just, I don't know. A lot of stuff would need to change in order for me to, like, want to use an NVIDIA card. Can NVIDIA pull it off and secure a total of 1 customer? We'll see. But until then, I'll probably go with the red guy. That's a cow. Okay, for a moment I thought it was a skeleton. The skeleton appears. Anyways, yeah. One thing I've always kind of appreciated with Minecraft's, you know, sort of design, not just game design, but all-round design, is that it's a very aimless but relaxing game. I think that's the main strength of the game, honestly. Not just that it's particularly, you know, relaxed, but it's that it's kind of aimless, right? There's no clear goal of what you have to do. And that kind of lets the player set their own goals up and do whatever they think needs to be done. It's what makes the game stand out in a sea of other, like, sandbox e-games which still have an objective. Like, I like Terraria a lot. But Terraria has a story. Terraria has, like, you know, a goal. It has progression. Minecraft's progression is just getting the better tools. Which is progression, of course, but it's progression just meant to, you know, help you do stuff. But realistically, you know, it's kind of like how with difficulty. Let me try again. It's kind of like with difficulty. Minecraft is not a hard game. And if it was difficult, it'd be less fun to play. Because the hard part of Minecraft isn't the combat. The hard part is building. You know, like, the way to make... If you made anything but peaceful harder, you would make, like, you know, if you made easy mode normal, hard mode, you know, easy mode normal, normal mode hard, and hard mode, like, super hard mode, you really wouldn't accomplish much, because more people would just, like, you know, switch over to peaceful. And if you then tried to limit peaceful mode, or, like, disable it entirely, people would just fucking stop playing. Because the thing is... Fuck. People don't like Minecraft for, like, you know, that sort of stuff. It's a fucking building game. Look, it's a building. Like, and the only way that I can think of to make that harder is to make the game really annoying to the point where you also don't want to play it. Like, oh, what if you had to defend your builds from mobs? Like, yeah, what if I had to fucking stop my house from getting griefed by the game whenever it decides to? No thanks. What if you had to, what if, like, you know, you had to do a quick time event whenever you place a block? Well, no, that'd be annoying. It's just an endless cycle of annoyment versus just letting the game be as is. And I think that is genuinely the game's biggest strength. Is that it's just not annoying. So yeah, we'll go over to here. That's when I'll do this, and then I'll put, like, some doors over here. Or do I? No. If I put the doors over here, and then I'll move this out by one more. Yeah. So then what I can do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay. I made this 1, 2 tool. Oops. I'll at least complete this side. Yeah. What I find also kind of funny with Minecraft is how little you have to do to make your builds pop off. Because right now, this looks ugly. But that's because it just doesn't have enough layers. Right? Like, now if we do this, it already kind of starts to look up, except this part, but we'll fix it. Like, look at this side over here, for instance, right? We just do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, maybe some of this. Already kind of looks nicer, maybe just with this, though, yeah. You're already sort of getting a better looking thing. Over here, for instance, what I can do is this. And there you kind of go, though I'll probably just do the normal thing. Though it does kind of make it weird when a window is so close to a window, but, I'll let it slide this time, game. Okay, so we've done that. Then we need some logs. I guess some planks from logs. We also need doors, but, I have like 20 of them, so I'll get those back. Also, yeah, I forgot I did that. So I guess we can just remove this and then, yeah, put these down here. We'll run out of bricks in a few moments, which is gonna be the moment I'm gonna head back to base and get more resources. By the way, that's all this house is gonna be. Just, like, another 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Then, over here, I'll place down a door. For this side, and I'll do it like this. Oops. Yeah. Okay. So we have this now. Oh, we have more. I have a full stack. Oops. Probably look into my inventory first. But yeah, so that's 4. Yeah. Okay. We are gonna run out of glass soon. So yeah. So yeah, I don't think we'll need any more normal granite. So yeah, we'll also need just a little bit more for this floor. Yeah, for this floor. Cause I want to make it like this, and then I want like a little roof. And I think I'll make the roof out of the same material. But yeah. See how nice this looks? Yeah. One thing which I kind of also like, though it is really basic when you mention it, is using the same materials that are kind of present-ish here, right? Obviously, this doesn't work for, like, the mansion, but it works for this really well, I think, because it's just, like, you know... I mean, look at it. So, we'll try to build... Actually, I'll just go up. I'll figure out the stairs later. and I'll just work on, like, a random midsection of the roof. Just so I can figure out at what height do I want to build the thing so it lets me walk comfortably inside. There we go. Yeah. So, let's think about this. So, over here is kind of the center, with these two being kind of like this. And this kind of being like this, right? Yeah. And then it's gonna be like 3 of these. Okay. So what I can do is place down glass like this. And then add like these guys. Well, first of all, you know, you add these here. Then these like this. Yeah, I'll do that. Just let me make some more stairs. Yeah, kind of like that. Though over here, I'll only do 1. Yeah. That's nice because it then lets me have like 4. Oh, and then I can also do this and it's gonna look extra nice, right? Yeah, that's what I'll do. But of course, in order to do that, I'll have to go back to base, so let me empty my inventory by, like, using up some of the items. Okay, we can go back. Also, there we go. That's gonna be our way back up, and actually... Oh, even more. Actually, tell you what, this video has been going on for quite a bit, so I'll see you next time. Goodbye.